Our day is going to proceed in silence. And I'm hoping that's not going to be, I know some of you are really experienced at that. It's no issue. But you know, when you're a newcomer, a whole day of silence can just really appear daunting. A whole day of not talking. It's not going to be nearly as hard as you might think, if anyone does think that. First of all, I will be guiding. And you won't have to worry about what we're doing or where we're doing it. Silence, what does it mean? It means only not talking. You are invited, and I maybe say released, from the need to look at other people and smile and show that you're friendly. So we do that, don't we, just ordinarily? Today, instead, if you will allow yourself to turn your attention within, and notice, be mindful of what's going on within you, of the thoughts that they rise. And most of you know just what that means. For those of you who are new, I will be giving instructions as we go along. But a mindfulness is a practice. And so that's the invitation, to notice your practice instead of noticing the practice inside, instead of noticing what's going on out there. In Zen, they talk about the eyes being thieves. And that is our attention. Keeps going out there and going out there and going out there. And so instead, bring it in here. So that's part of the silence. In addition, what silence means is if you can attempt and try to be mindful of what you're doing, and so that it's not just dropping something on the floor. It's not only about not making a lot of noise, but just not unmindfully acting or behaving. When you set something down, do it with attention. Little things, like shoes. If you're taking off your shoes, instead of just kind of putting them anywhere, how about putting them intentionally next to each other? You see, this is mindfulness as well. So mindfulness and silence aren't only about not speaking, but it's really being mindful of how you bring it into your daily life. And this will be our life here. Let's see, what else did I want to tell you? Handout. You all have a handout. I will talk about it as the time comes up. What's on the handout. You don't have to worry about it now. For some of you, you know about RAIN, R-A-I-N, an acronym. Others, it may be new. I'll talk about it very briefly. And also about the download, the free download that's mentioned down there about forgiveness. I'm going to be giving a few shorter comments. And on the schedule, I think I've listed them as Dharmet. The word Dharma. Dharma means teaching. Little teaching is a Dharmet. Okay, so I'm going to be giving a Dharma talk at about 11:10, 11:15. I'll be giving a few little teachings, Dharmets, and they're listed on your schedule. Actually, there's one I'm going to start in a little while, which isn't listed, but it's okay. We'll flow with it. So I'm going to invite you just to flow with the day. You don't have to bother about anything, just being here and your own practice. So that's the invitation. And why don't we start now? And I'm going to invite you to sit in a position that is a meditation posture. What is that? For those of you who are well familiar, you can just tune out. For those of you who are kind of new, what it means is sitting in an alert but relaxed position, rather than allowing your back to be straight but not rigid. You know, usually we kind of like to sink into a chair and maybe, fold our legs like that and cross our arms and relax. Okay, so a meditation position that we take is actually one that is more alert than that. Because what we want to do is take a position with our body that supports what we're trying to do with the mind. This is about the mind. And if an relaxed position will support the alertness, that you are attaining, working with in the mind. So a straight back. If you put your hands either on your knees or thighs, or you can put one palm over the other, either way, don't cross fingers. Don't interlock fingers. That's an invitation for getting kind of stressed, tension. Allowing your neck to be long in the back, and another way of saying that, top of your head kind of pointing to the ceiling. And just relaxing into your body now. An alert relaxation. If you are sitting, I see many of you sitting on mats, you know what a meditation posture is. I won't on a mat, no problem. If you're sitting on a chair, I invite you to consider putting your feet next to each other, not crossing legs, just like I'm saying, don't cross fingers. If you can put them flat on the floor, your feet. And if they don't quite reach the floor, yes, put something under. That's just right. You don't want the legs dangling. Yes. And so now, we're going to begin this morning with a kindness meditation, loving kindness, in the Pali language, the ancient language that was written down shortly after sometime after the Buddha lived, but close to what he spoke. In the Pali language, this practice is called Metta, M-E-T-T-A. We're going to begin with a metta, a loving kindness meditation, and it comes from ancient time. Well, the Buddha didn't quite do it this way, but nonetheless, the quality of loving kindness he talked about a lot. So, taking your meditation position, and I'm going to invite you to close your eyes either entirely, or you can let a fringe of light come through, whatever you're more comfortable with. But it's so much easier to do a meditation if your eyes are closed, or just a fringe of light and a soft focus without looking at anything. Settling into your body. Allowing your attention to move to your heart, to the center of your chest. And you might want to envision that you are just kind of breathing in and out through the chest, through your heart. And while you're envisioning, please envision that it is a fall day, as it is today, but a sunny day, a sunny afternoon, say a Saturday, and you're not at work. Envisioning that you are sitting in an area that you know pretty well, an area that is both in the woods and overlooking a field. Some area that you often frequent, painting it in your mind, whether you have such a place or not. A field that is edged with a forest. And on the other side of the field, there's a hill, and the trees are all in full color. And you're sitting on a bench overlooking the field and this hill in the distance with the trees just ablaze with color. Envisioning too that your dog, even if you don't have one, why not envision one, is at your feet with her head on her paws, just next to you, a companion. And as you sit, you're just filled with a sense of great ease and really awe at the beauty of the nature around you. A blue sky, cloudless, against which the trees are in really sharp relief. Just a sparkling day, allowing yourself to be present to the beauty of this, to the ease that you're feeling inside. And you relax. Relaxing in to your heart. And your heart simply opens to what is right now. And you're part of it all. You're not just an observer, but you're part of it all. And as you look, and as you experience, a sense of just tremendous kindness wells up from within. A tremendous sense of heart's fullness. And you feel this heart's fullness for all that is around you. The trees, the field, the grasses, and maybe any of the insects that still remain, but it's a fall day, there aren't that many. But all the beings living as sentient beings in trees, the fauna, the flora that is growing in the field. And I'm going to say some words and ask you to just follow along and let them resonate. A sense of kindness and love for all that is around you, fills you, and your heart says, may you be well. It just offers blessings to all around you, all of this nature. May you be well. Each and every little particle of what's around you. May you thrive and be happy in your own context. The way a tree thrives is very different from the way the dog at your feet will thrive, or very different from the way that you thrive. But everything that's alive wants to thrive. Although maybe not in the conscious way that we know it. May you thrive. May you be safe. May you be safe from dangers, and it might be the dangers of disease. Maybe the dangers of human beings that want to cut it down, mow it up, whatever. May you be safe. May your lives be filled with grace, offering this to the world around you. And perhaps as you're sitting there, you recognize not only the world around you in your immediate view and vicinity, but you can expand to all of this planet, all of the beings on it, all living things, whatever their form. Offering, and I'm going to invite you to offer in your own words, heart's wishes to all beings, human, non-human, non-sentient, in the sense that we know sentience, the trees, the fields, even the rocks in their own way. Offering your own blessings silently for a moment, if you will, to this incredible planet that we're on. And as you sit in this field, your heart continues to be open. And the sense of loving kindness flows from within you. And turning your attention now, to those people who are dear to you. And maybe you will think of members of your family. Wishing them well. And again, I'll guide this and then invite you to just let the words resonate within. May you be happy. And you might tell them through with your heart that you recognize that their happiness might not be exactly what your happiness is, or what you think their happiness should be. Each person has their own authentic path. May you find your own authentic path to happiness. May you be safe. Safe from inner dangers and outer dangers. And the inner dangers are the dangers of one's own mind and heart. Because our minds can so easily take us, our thoughts can so easily take us in a downward spiral and denigrate and belittle us. May you find the safety of what is wholesome and keep finding it, because we never find it once and forever. May that be your path. And may you be safe from outer dangers as well. May you encounter none of the outer dangers that are so prevalent in this world. And offering as well to these dear ones the blessing of strength. May you be strong. Each one of us encounters difficulties at some point in our path. May you be strong when difficulties come into your life. May you face them with clarity, the clarity of mindfulness and kindness. May you face your difficulties with strength. May your lives unfold with inner ease and grace. And offering these blessings, recognizing that you offer them unconditionally. You're not asking anyone to be a certain way. You simply allow kindness to flow without to them. And then maybe, and you won't be able exactly to picture it, but all the other beings in this world, the ones you know, some of whom are friends, some of whom are acquaintances, and some of whom may not get along with very well, as well as all the mass of human beings that you don't know. Can we offer the blessings of kindness to all? May you be happy. May you thrive in your authentic way. and find a path of inner happiness, whatever it is for you. May you be safe from inner and outer dangers. And again, recognizing the inner dangers are the dangers of one's own mind, the mind that is confused, the mind that is maybe wrapped up in unwholesome emotion and behavior patterns. May you be safe from inner dangers and from outer dangers. May you be strong. Wishing this to all human beings. May you be strong and face your challenges with the strength and blessings of mindfulness and kindness. May your lives be filled with inner ease and grace. And finally, I invite you to offer now the same wishes to yourself, because as you sit on this bench under this tree in this beautiful environment, finally your attention comes home to yourself. And you realize that you are part of this whole and can't exclude yourself from these blessings. So inviting you now, silently in your mind, calling yourself by your own name. And if you can, bringing an endearment to you by your own name, and then calling yourself by some endearment. Now, this may be unusual, but now imagining you're in this beautiful environment, your heart is open, and yes, you can. Maybe it's friend, or buddy, or honey, or darling, whatever comes just even kind of naturally to you. Your own name and then an endearment, and offering yourself the blessing. May I be happy. May I find the path and stay on this path, try to stay on to the very best of my ability, a path that will bring to me true inner happiness, a path of clarity and mindfulness, a path of kindness and love, flowing from within. We're not talking external. You're not thinking external circumstances now. May these qualities grow within me and flow without. May I be safe. May I be safe from internal dangers of this mind, which you know so well, can tumble into a downward spiral and say, oh, not good enough, not competent enough, or something not whatever enough. May I be safe from external dangers. And for all of the challenges that will face me in life, because undoubtedly there have been and will be more, may I meet them with strength and recognizing what strength is. It's not bulldozing my way through something. It's opening up. It's opening up in kindness and clarity. May I meet my challenges with strength. May my life unfold with inner ease and grace. please offer your own words silently, your words of self-blessing. Whatever words can resonate in your own heart, opening your heart to them. And you can continue with these words of self-blessing, or words of blessing and kindness to anyone or any other beings that you feel drawn to offer them to right now. Or if you wish, you're welcome to move into mindfulness meditation. And I'm going to begin by saying a few words for those of you for whom it will be useful, of how and what you might do if you choose to move into mindfulness meditation. And I will suggest if you have your own practice and wish to do that, please do. But if not, I offer you to take your attention into your body and simply experience the touch of your feet on the floor, not trying to imagine your feet, but the physical sensations. What does it feel like? Exploring. And two, for those of you who wish to pursue this practice right now, exploring the touch of your hands in your lap, the exchange of warmth between your hands and your knees or thighs, or if it's palm over palm, the exchange of warmth between one hand and another. This is your aliveness. Right now, unique in this moment. Experiencing the touch of your sit bones in the chair or on the cushion. What does it feel like, the weight of your torso on the sit bones? Experience the physical sensation. And please notice that any time during this process of this meditation, if in fact thoughts arise, and you're thinking of something else altogether different, notice that. It's not a problem. But right now you've set an intention to notice your body and what it feels like physically. So simply pull out of these thoughts, the train of thoughts. And how do you pull out? You don't add another one to them. Not adding another thought to them. And simply gently, kindly, returning to the direct physical sensation. Sitting on this chair, what does it feel like? And for the last few moments of this meditation, for those of you who are touching into your body, please guide yourself, touching into any single place in your body and experience. It might be a hand, It might be your right shoulder. It might be your chest, your belly. Touch into the physical sensations and explore what do they feel like right now. And then moving on, find another place. And you might notice if your attention is drawn by the sounds, and perhaps there'll be the sound of the rain on the roof. Just notice that that's really truly where your attention is, no problem. And if and when you can, returning. Not with forcing your attention away, but gently pulling out and coming back to your body or your breath or your kindness meditation. Coming here, back into the room. What we've just done, kindness meditation, is such an important part. Cultivating the quality of kindness in yourself is just a critical part of this path of mindfulness. Mindfulness is being present in the present moment to whatever is occurring without judging. And I'll add, with kindness. This kindness is not a sloppy, sentimental, pardon me, I don't mean to denigrate being sentimental. But some people just, it's just not their thing. It's not about sentimentality. Kindness is about having an open heart, having a tender regard. And the first place it needs to start, especially for us, is here, inside, for yourself. Why? Because it's about living from inside out. We as a culture, tend to live the other way around. We tend to live from the outside in, see what's going out there, and then we internalize it and usually find ourselves lacking, not good enough. In this practice, it's about cultivating the kindness inside. And how do we do that? We work at it. Because by golly, it is, in times I've been teaching have found so often, it is the hardest thing in the world for so many people. We just aren't used to it. And we're not really convinced that we deserve it either. The more you practice in this tradition with mindfulness and kindness, you begin to touch into that which you truly are, beyond all of the inadequacies that we load upon ourselves all the time. So we practice kindness. We've just done that. We've done a formal kindness practice. And I guess I'll tell you that if you wish to practice formally, there is on the UVA, the University of Virginia Mindfulness Center website, under resources, I have recorded, I think it's a 10-minute kindness meditation. You can download it, free download. And if you want to know what the website is, I've actually put it down at the bottom of your handouts, although I wasn't thinking about the kindness meditation, but you can download that one also. We'll talk about the other one later on. I suggest you do it. Download that. And then it's just 10 minutes. You can listen and follow along and do your own kindness meditation, formal meditation. What I would like to also add, though, now, is to share with you a practice that I have been doing for years and has only recently occurred to me that it's something to share. And that is an informal kindness meditation. And I call it bringing an endearment into your internal dialogue. And this is something that I've just fallen into and have been doing, and have found it's really remarkable. Because what happens, and let me say what I mean by that, use an endearment for yourself. Start with just one. The one I tend to use is darling. It's not going to be everybody's endearment, right? You might say friend or buddy. Somebody once told me, well, he calls himself Bubba. That's fine. Whatever works for you, or honey, or sweetheart, or whatever. Start calling yourself by an endearment. That's the most important person that you want to endear. So whatever's going on, you made a mistake. Oh, this was a mistake. But that's all right, darling. I use darling. That's okay, darling. I'll try to do better next time. You use it informally in the course of the day. You don't have to set aside a time for it. Whatever else is happening, and I can't emphasize enough how important it is to use it to yourself, for yourself. You can't darling yourself too often, right? No matter what it is that you have done, it's worth a darling. And once you will do that, you'll start recognizing that you brought kindness in the most intimate way into your life. You see, the formal meditation, which I'm inviting you to download if you want, and certainly to practice formally. You don't have to take out time in your day. It's just right as the day unfolds. And then, not only to yourself, to everything else as well. You're listening to someone and they're talking and you have heard it already 5 times and they're being repetitive, or maybe they're even angry. Maybe not even at you, but just angry. Call them darling or friend. Silently. I don't mean to their face. Silently. I hear you, darling, or I hear you, friend, or whatever your word is. Yeah, you've already said it 5 times. I hear you, darling. Call them darling. It's very hard thereafter to call somebody an idiot if you have called them darling within, right? Or friend. It's bringing this sweetness of loving kindness into your daily life. And what about situations where we tend to get frustrated or tense, and you're sitting in traffic at the light, and it's a lot of traffic, and you've got a meeting you've got to go to, and the light is red and the traffic is there. Well, you can sit there and say, I'm speaking from experience, to the traffic light, okay, darling, I'm ready, we can go now. Mm-hmm. Talking to these situations with kindness. It makes a huge difference. Instead of sitting there, when is it going to change, when it's going to change, when it's going to change, right? So you may as well make it a situation where you speak to it kindly. Also, to other things that are frustrating, and I will tell you that my computer is one of my great frustrations. You know, you've just lost a file or something. Okay, darling, I'm looking for you. I think you're gone. Hmm? All right, well, we're going to do our best, darling. I had an experience not too long ago. It wasn't, well, have been computer incidents, but I was trying to put a box, a rather heavy box, and fit it into some shelves. And I was having trouble, and I started talking about, okay, sweetheart, I was calling it sweetheart or darling, you know, we're going to fit now, and we're going to get into this shelf, and I had to get you up there. And again, it's not about magical, talking. It's not about affirmation. It's about bringing the kindness in a moment when you may be frustrated right into your life. It really switches, it broadens this practice of kindness. What you will find is it becomes reflexive, natural. You're doing it without thinking, and that's what happened with this box I'm just telling you about. I wasn't intending to talk to the box. And, actually I did. I spoke out loud, and somebody was right next to me. And she was, why? She was a practitioner, so you're talking to the box, and you're saying, darling, it's just, and she picked up on it. You don't have to do it out loud, but whatever. It becomes just a reflex. It surprises me. And it's a very beautiful and sweet practice. So I offer that to you. You might start here in this retreat. It's a silent retreat. But you can just do it as you'll notice some really difficult thought arises, maybe about yourself, critical or whatever. It's okay, darling, to yourself. And just move on. Just go on. Mm-hmm. So this is offered to you. Hope that you will use it. Now, let's move into a walking meditation. Many of you already know walking meditation. For those of you who do not, I will be giving instruction. You can come up right here. Now, I think this room is a little bit crowded. We probably won't want to walk here. You can walk in the hallway, and I'm understanding we can walk in the central shrine, in the sanctuary. If you do walk in the sanctuary, please be really observant. You don't want to bring food or water in there. It's 9:55, and we will walk until 10:15. I'll ring a bell. I'll come down, ring a bell, and come back in here. So anybody who would like to either instructions or a brush up on walking meditation instructions, happy to do it here. And remember, when you do walk, those of you who are just going to do it, don't cross somebody else's path. We try to walk, and not have a problem with traffic. Okay, enjoy.